to this happy place, welcome.
Hey guys, it's Tim, and welcome to episode 74 of the Dreaming of Disney podcast. I'm with my beautiful wife, Audrey-Ann.
Hi.
There she is.
Hey there.
There she is. We got an exciting episode for you today. This was one that's been in the works for a long time. Finally pulled it off.
Yeah, you did a little bit of, I'd say, stalking
a little
slash
bit. A little bit.
Nagging.
A little bit.
I'd say also something that makes us pretty cool in the eyes of our boys.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and I'm really excited to talk to him. You know, we've been following him for a long time before we even knew that he was part of a Disney podcast.
Yeah.
And so we finally got things worked out. Our schedules finally at the very last minute worked out. This is a Friday night. We don't record on a Friday night. We usually record Saturday or Sunday. So it just kind of worked out. He said, yeah, I'm available. Let's do it. And so.
Worked out too, because the next few nights I will not be up for.
No, you will not be.
I am starting a potty training journey of the last child tomorrow morning. So I need to go to bed. But because I'm prepared to be exhausted.
Yes.
Also a little nervous about our next. Oh, it is sad.
It's really sad. I did not expect to cry.
Right.
I realized I just put on my last diaper.
And
not me. No. I did not put my own last diaper on. I put on the last diaper for any of our kids.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
That's the plan. Yeah.
It's the last one.
Last one. And I was getting emotional earlier, just like,
I didn't even think about it.
Because she's the baby and we like the baby phase. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't, but I didn't expect you to get as emotional as you did.
I saw because you cleared off her changing table and her dresser, and you just had one diaper in there. And I saw it and I picked it up and I was like, wait a second, this is the last time I'll ever put a diaper on her.
Yeah, I know.
And I got really emotional.
I know. It was sweet.
So is this also, a parenting podcast or is this
we've done this before,
Disney?
But I want to say this because this ties into Disneyland. We have told the story before, and we will get to our very exciting guest, but I just have to tell the story. We have told the story, I believe, on the podcast of when we potty trained our oldest.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't go on, a full size potty. He needed the seat, which is a lot of toddlers do this. It's big and scary, whatever. So everywhere I went, I carried around this Lightning McQueen potty seat insert. I had like this tote bag. I'd clean it, but I had wipes with me and I'd clean it. It was a Target tote bag. And, cause I didn't want to use like a nice like canvas tote bag for this thing, And so we go to Disneyland, we go through security, and this boy would not.
He was so stubborn.
Would not go without it. We go through security and they're like, oh, you can't take this in there, then we were like, oh my gosh, that makes total sense. Like that's not, that's not sanitary. We're like, yeah, that makes total sense. But we panicked. So you ran it back to the hotel because they were like, you can leave it here and we'll throw it out. And we were like, no, because then the hotel, we need this. And we were like, my sister still laughs because she was with us and she was like, the look on both of your faces, you guys just your jaws dropped, your face went white, total fear. And he just had to, and he did great.
He did awesome.
Never used it again. We got back to the hotel and I was like, go throw it away.
Yeah.
But now Amazon Prime. So for any of you listening that are in the same phase as we are, they have foldable, portable potty seat inserts that fold up in this nice little square with a nice little bag that you could easily put in your backpack and not carry this huge thing around. And then you told me, you're like, oh yeah, I saw someone say they took it into Disneyland. So, I mean, it could be a risk. They could find it and be like, you can't take that in, but much easier to conceal than the big one we were trying to take in. So yeah, so that's available. So that's just a little Disneyland or World parenting toddler tip for you. They have those on Amazon. They are inexpensive, and I already ordered one. So, yeah.
So, anyways, to get us out of our sad, our baby's no longer a baby phase, a funk. We got a fun guest. So let's go bring him on and chat with him.
All right.
Let's get one thing straight.
I'm just a sucker for Disneyland.
With friends.
I'm sure everyone has seen the social media videos of comparing the oldest, middle, and youngest kids in different life scenarios.
I'm right. Like if you're on Instagram, you've seen them.
Everybody knows TJ Therrien. So, we stumbled upon him on Instagram, right?
Yes, I saw the reels and thought they were hilarious, especially since we have 3 boys. So it was very fitting. Except I will say that our oldest and middle boys, because then we have a girl at the end, but just talking about the 3 boys, they are flipped. Like almost every situation. But it still fits their personalities. But anyway, so then I showed the boys. They would watch them all the time, thought they were hilarious. Our youngest boy, was it this, like how they walk up the stairs? And he'll still do it. He'll be like, we don't have stairs. But he'll like sit on the floor and be like, pick me up. Like he still like exit out. And then just watching your stories, saw that you were really into Disneyland or Disney World.
Yeah.
And then saw a tag for the podcast. Disney World is awesome. We were planning our trip. And so the boys and I started like binge listening. And then I kept telling you things like, okay, well, they said this. And like, we should do this. Like, I'm listening to this. And then you started listening.
Yep.
And the boys would listen on their own too.
Yep.
And then that also kind of inspired us.
That's true.
After our trip, we were like, okay, like they're just talking.
Yeah.
Like, and it's easy to listen to. It's fun to listen to. And they're just like talking about their love for Disney. That would be fun. We talk about it all the time anyway. Like daily conversation is about Disney.
Yeah.
Like, we could do that.
So long story short.
Long story long.
I tracked down TJ's email. It was on his Instagram account. So it wasn't that hard. And so we got into contact and here we are. TJ Therrien. Welcome to the Dreaming of Disney podcast.
I feel so honored. If anybody is listening, I am trapped in Tim and Adrienne's house. They have me in the basement. Please send for help.
We got him here. I don't know how.
We flew him out.
Everything's decorated
California.
with villains. No, you guys, that is such a fun little backstory. I did not know that. I mean, you had mentioned it's been you're coming up on your 2-year podcast anniversary, which is very exciting. It's crazy how quickly it goes.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And if you got anything right, it's that on my Disney podcast with me and a couple of buddies, we totally just talk, and it's just it started as a joke. And you had mentioned that too before we started recording. Like it was like jokingly, hey, we should start a podcast. Why not? I like listening to Disney podcasts. I like just talking about Disney. Let's just start one. And that's where my next door neighbor, Matt, he was serious. And I was like, what? And then Landon bought the microphones. And next thing you know, we're 3 dads in the same neighborhood who like talking about Disney World. It's called Disney World's Awesome. And I think we've been doing it for over 3 years now. And to me, it doesn't get old. Mm-hmm. It's just there's something about Disney World that I love, our family loves, and Disneyland even more recently has kind of pulled us down to California a couple of times.
Yeah, and we seem to just miss you by days.
Well, actually, I just remembered. Our first trip, you were there at the same time. So we didn't have a podcast. We didn't
first trip where?
Our first
Disney,
and only
Disney World?
Our first and only trip to Disney World.
That's right.
You were there at the same time, but we didn't have a podcast. We didn't have an Instagram, a Disney Instagram, but we had been listening to you. And we followed you on Instagram. So we saw that you were there, but we were never in the same park. But I remember our oldest was like, you think we'll see TJ? And I'm like, probably not, Betty. There's a lot of people here.
Like, come to find out after, listening to your podcast, how many people just like bump into you, to you guys, Matt and Landon, it's pretty crazy.
It's wild. It's wild. Anytime anybody says, hey, I listen to your podcast, or for me, it's a lot of the times I watch your videos, your Instagram and, or TikTok and what have you, which by the way, I didn't know that either about that makes sense that your three boys, if they've seen any videos, hopefully they don't take offense. Hopefully they enjoy it.
Oh, they do. It's hilarious. They feed into it.
They're good. Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
they love it.
So I'm helping them. I'm helping them
Yes.
realize who they are.
Exactly. Especially our
unboxing.
youngest boy. He really, he really takes it
He
on.
lives up to the youngest child big time.
I am empowering him.
Yeah. I wish our oldest would actually take on a little more.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
He's who he is. He's who he
Yeah,
is.
that's great.
That's exactly it. They are
himself.
who they are. And then they've got a little princess sister who will likely become the queen if she isn't already.
She
Already.
is. She is. Yeah.
She already is.
Yeah.
She's the princess of the household for sure.
Yeah. Monster.
Yeah. That's quite, but yeah, thank you, by the way, for the invite. It's always exciting talking about Disney. You two, such a cool, chill vibe. I told my wife, I was joining you guys tonight and so she looked you up on Instagram and podcast, and she's doing the whole thing. She's doing the whole thing. When you're like, you become almost like a creeper where you're like digging a little too deep into people's.
Right before you came on, I got a Melissa Therrien's now following you. So I was like, okay, there
So
we
you've been
go.
notified that she's
I've been notified.
Yeah. So
knows.
no, she loves you guys already. Love at first sight. She has a twinkle in her eye already.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you.
Thank
well,
you.
But-
I like her suggestion on reading on Main Street. Awesome.
Yeah. Do we
really
start
do.
there? I mean, where do we start here? I don't know what you guys want to talk about. I
Well-
never show up with notes, but
So we don't either.
We don't.
But-
It's all on the fly most of the
I
time.
jotted down a few lightning round questions we want to ask you. So what we were wanting to do, since we have our trip coming up. So originally we were going for an anniversary trip in August a few months ago, but we had to postpone it. So it's just us two, no kids. And
Yeah.
we've only been once, and a lot we did not know.
Oh man.
Especially thinking Magic Kingdom. Okay, we were thinking, Magic Kingdom will probably be the most comfortable because Disney.
We walked through those gates. We got down Main Street, and we're like, "Where are we?"
It was
This is like
It was
Bizarro.
a very up and down trip.
Yeah.
Some of it was great, and other times we're like, "This is horrible." But
sorry we don't have two parks right next to each other down there.
I know.
Sorry for
It's
you
like,
guys.
what? We got to get on a bus. We got to take a boat. What is this
Transportation?
place?
so big. But with our trip coming up, we're like, okay, and it's shorter. We don't have a whole lot of time, so we wanted to get some advice from an expert.
Whoa. Easy. Now there's one thing that I say, and me and my buddies say on our podcast, that's we are not experts. However, I don't have those guys. I don't have their dead weight with me right now. So I am going to speak confidently and give you all of the best advice that I have.
Well, we appreciate
So
it.
when are you guys going?
So we're going in February, so middle of February.
It's like the busiest time.
The busiest time, President's Week.
It looks horrible,
but kids are off school that week. We had childcare, so worked out. So we're flying in on a Sunday, and then we're flying back out on the following Friday.
What's that?
Friday.
You're right.
Yep.
Yep.
And we're staying at 2 resorts.
1-0 if anyone's keeping score.
Lost.
I like games.
Yeah, you guys play a lot of games.
A Sunday through Friday,
Sunday
just
through
the
Friday.
two of you,
Just the two of us.
lovebirds in Disney World.
Yep.
Where are you staying?
So first 2 nights we're staying at Pop Century.
Wow, you're doing a split stay.
We're doing a split stay. And then the rest of the time we splurged and we're staying at the Grand Floridian.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
So
Originally, our trip in August, which we started with the deluxe in August, and now I like this plan better of ending with the deluxe. In August, we were going to stay at the Riviera, and then at
not Caribbean Beach. No,
Yeah, Caribbean, yeah.
Port Orleans.
No.
Was it Caribbean?
That was when our actual trip.
Oh, that's right. I'm getting our trips. Okay,
It
we're
is
1-1.
to
score
one.
is now 1-1.
1-1. Caribbean
Beach.
Beach was the second half
So
of the trip.
you were going to be at the Riviera and then just slide right over to the Caribbean. Now
Yes.
you're doing Pop into the Grand Floridian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
That's a better crescendo. I
Yeah.
like that.
We couldn't get Riviera this time. There
yeah,
was
we
nothing.
tried. It was booked up. So one of the biggest things we wanted to be on the Skyliner. That was our
I really wanted to be.
our prerequisite.
I really like this guy.
Yeah, Skyliner is pretty awesome. So Pop is on the Skyliner, so we at least got a couple days of that, and then let's splurge and stay at Grand Floridian and just kind of live it up.
Because at first we were looking at Caribbean Beach and then Grand Floridian or the Polynesian or something, and we were like, okay, but we're like, if we bring it down and stay at Pop, that makes it
And then
easier.
you can, and by the way, if anyone's booking trips right now, they would also know usually January into February, they're going to run solid like 25 to 30% off resorts. So there's also ways to like not do the full deal when you're at the Floridian, but for sure, like offsetting. Yeah, let's go down to Pop and then we're going to head to the Grand Floridian. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I love it. So last time you were at Disney World, did you hit all 4 parks?
We
yes,
did.
multiple.
We were there for a lot longer. Not a lot
had-
And
longer.
that was, you had 4 kids with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we stayed at Animal Kingdom the entire time.
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom Lodge.
yeah, and I think we had 7 park days. 6 park days, 6 or 7 park days, and a rest day in the middle.
Yeah.
Because we did Magic Kingdom twice. Is that all we did twice?
Honestly, I don't remember.
I don't remember either. It's a blur. But
We fitting 6 people in a Animal Kingdom Lodge room was
I've
tight.
been there.
It's tight.
I mean, not there, but yeah, my wife gives me grief because I have so much confidence that we have a family of 6. Our youngest just turned 4. And although she declares that she's still 3, but anyway, so we can technically, Disney wouldn't say, but I would say that we can fit our family of 6 into a room that sleeps 5. Because the 2 youngest girls are still small and little, and we kind of scrunch together. But
yeah.
now you 2, you're gonna have a lot of leg room.
I know. As I can't when I'm so excited.
So what?
I'm
I'm
so
curious
excited.
now. So you're gonna be there you're flying in on a Sunday, leaving on a Friday. That gives you 4 full days.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking? And how do you? If you were to summarize the first time that you guys went to Disney World, because you talk about, man, we had no idea. How would you, like, what's the thing that you think you kind of got right as a whole, and what's one thing that you are excited to get a redo on?
Redo.
Epcot. Big time.
It was raining.
I had a foot injury.
Yeah, you got hurt, so you were in a scooter.
Yeah. Yeah. Almost tore my Achilles tendon. So yeah, that was fun.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was raining like on and off, and I don't remember what day it was, but it was just a day we needed a break. And like
this was
I had gone
before-
into it really excited, and then quickly realized, okay, the kids are not into this. And then it was raining, and I think everyone was in a bad mood that day, and it just
It was probably like day 4 of the
think
trip
it was.
or so.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
just
it
right
was.
in the middle. And
It was before Guardians, so Guardians hadn't opened up yet.
that hadn't opened.
And so the kids just weren't into the World Showcase.
No. Well, and it started like downpouring,
That's
so
right.
we couldn't even like take our time. We couldn't find food that anybody wanted to eat.
Yeah, we
except
had to
for
take
me.
shelter in Germany.
Yeah.
oh, man.
So
Yeah. So Epcot
I think,
redo.
And I think part of it too was we were extremely let down. I know I always bring this up when I talk about Disney World. Matt's gonna hate me.
Because it was our first ride of the
It
day.
was our first ride, Test Track. I was so disappointed with Test Track because we have Radiator Springs Racers, which is very similar, but it's a very different ride.
Very similar and very different.
They're very, the same. Like
I think we were expecting similar, but it's not.
More.
Like it's,
yeah. And so, with racers, obviously you go through the story and go through the story of cars, and then you set up and you race your opponent, and you go, around bends, go up and down, up on curves, all that stuff. And I think you only top out like at 40, 45 miles an hour. And so I was expecting something similar. And so when we go through Test Track and, you go through all the, the testing and all that kind of stuff, and then you go through the straightaway and you turn around the corner, and I'm like, that was it?
Yeah, I thought we were going to go faster longer.
Yeah.
So that, we were all.
I was very disappointed.
I was also really stressed because we had our lightning lane for Remy's, and they were overlapping, and the line took way longer for Test Track, and I was afraid we were going to miss it because we were
down,
almost missing the window after, and we had paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a paid lightning lane for Remy's, and so we were like, I was like, we need to, and we had to do rider swap, and so we were. It was just like
stressing out a little bit.
It was stressful.
You wrote Test Track where your head wasn't there, and you were like, "Wait, is it done?"
Yeah. So we just need a redo. That definitely redo. Mm-hmm. Did we do anything right?
There are some now that I've been to Disneyland 2 times now, and both times we went without kids. So it's just me and my wife. It was glorious.
Oh yeah,
it's glorious. So but there are some things where you cross over from Disneyland to Disney World and vice versa, that you walk in with a little bit of a bias, without even knowing it. So for you guys, sure. You had Radiator Springs. Yeah. Test Track is super cool because it's at Epcot, but it's when you just like look at it really closely, it feels like a 1989 car racing ride a little bit.
Yeah,
but it's still super fun. You go fast, but
no. So we need to do it again.
So it's hard.
So
not
you're
to
looking
compare.
you're looking forward to redoing Epcot.
Yeah, we're starting, and we're really looking forward to that. I've had to like fast forward your guys' episodes several times because I don't want any spoilers for that and Tron. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, and I'm like you.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
So I won't explain anything. But
no spoilers.
So how many park days are you guys going to do?
We're doing 4. But I think we're only doing 2 full days. We're going to do a full day at Epcot. That's our first day.
When we fly in, depending on how things go, I have a reservation for Epcot the day that we get there on Sunday. So we'll go in for dinner or something if we have time. Take the Skyliner up to Epcot from Pop.
Monday's
Epcot. Monday, the first full day is Epcot.
And then, because our original trip too, we had it was longer. Our original anniversary trip planned. And we had a day that we were just going to like check out resorts and just like be low key and chill out, where we don't have a day now like that. So we decided that Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom are going to be half days so that the afternoon can be like doing some resort stuff and we want to check things out.
Adult stuff.
Yeah.
Adult dinner stuff.
We want to go like down on the boardwalk and check that out. And then we have a full day in Magic Kingdom. Possibly one evening we said maybe we'll go in there.
Yeah, Monday, because we're saying, not
no,
Monday.
Wednesday
we're saying at Deluxe, we'll do the Deluxe evening hours at Magic Kingdom on that Wednesday, because that's when they're having that. Yeah. So one thing that we definitely want to do, and we're looking at on one of those half days, is jelly rolls. I know you and your wife went, and that's how we kind of got the idea. I was like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it sounded super fun.
Yeah, and so jelly rolls, Do you guys, would you say the majority of your audience are Disney World or Disneyland, or is it just kind of a mix?
It's a little bit of a mix.
I'd say mostly Disneyland.
Mostly Disneyland, probably. Yeah.
So I would want 100%. You guys are at Pop Century the first couple of nights. Whether or not you go into Epcot, I think that first Sunday night, you should definitely go explore on the boardwalk in the evening. It's just kind of fun to walk around, and I don't know if they'll have entertainment like going on that night, like street performers, but it's just it can be a cool, exciting vibe, or some nights it can just be a cool, relaxing vibe. Jelly Rolls, definitely. I'm glad that we did it. Is it like a 21 plus, Dueling Pianos bar and restaurant. So I think we went in, it was like 9 o'clock, maybe. We didn't leave until maybe 1 a.m. And we don't stay up. I mean, we go to bed before midnight always, but Jelly Rolls, we were having too much fun singing songs. And, they mixed some Disney songs in there too, but they were playing anything. I requested I think it was a 90s medley that would make me laugh and cry. And I think they gave me Matchbox 20 for both songs. But so I think that would be a lot of fun. You know, the thing that I have come to love over the past couple of years about Disney World, and we were kind of like a once a year Disney World family starting 4 or 5 years ago. And then I just really ramped it up this past year. I became an annual pass holder. We just bought into DVC. It's like, we're going crazy. Yeah. It's mostly me too. But what I've really come to enjoy about Disney World is that there are so many things outside of the parks that you can kind of go check out and explore. And at first that doesn't sound all that exciting, but when you start getting onto the grounds of these different resorts, and the theming is so unique to each resort, and it makes you feel something. Like when you're at the Grand Floridian, it's going to have a definite feeling that I think you're going to really enjoy it. But when you go check out the boardwalk, that whole area is going to have a different feeling where I think you're just really going to enjoy that. And especially without 4 little ice cream eaters with you.
Yeah.
But your kids are going to have a great time at home while you guys are having a great time.
Yes,
they're going to have so much fun.
So I like that.
They're going to be able to play video games every single day. I mean, they're going to be living the dream. Life. Yeah.
I mean, probably Reese's Puffs for dinner every night.
Probably. Yeah. My sister will give them anything they want, so they're good. So if you only had... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, we also did Epcot, just the 2 of us, so adults only, for the first time this past year as well. And that's such a highlight to be able to kind of roam and mosey. And again, since you'll be at Pop Century, you if you get tired in the middle of the day, it's like 4 minutes back to Pop Century. Or if you just leg it out, there's just so many cool areas to explore. And it's really tough to do that when you have kids with you, because they're always kind of looking for that next entertainment thing.
For sure.
Yeah. So if you only had an afternoon to do some resort hopping, what would be like your top? I mean, I don't even know like how many you can get to in that time. So.
Well, I like that you guys are on the Skyliner. So if you're talking about an afternoon, you can easily make it over to the Caribbean and Riviera area, which is cool to, grab a little snack or a drink or something and just kind of walk around. The Caribbean, I think, is a great resort to roam around, maybe grab something to eat. You could do the quick service at Riviera, which again is right next to the Caribbean. So it's really easy. And then you can hop on the Skyliner again and go check out the boardwalk area with the beach club and the yacht club. So you could easily hit all of that in an afternoon or an evening. And then later on in the week, when you guys are at the Grand Floridian, I hope that you find, I don't think that you should like go roam around. I want you to really enjoy the Grand Floridian, I guess is what I'm trying to say. If you can make it over to the Polynesian and grab some Dole Whip and hang out on the beach, highly recommend it. I think it's great.
I think that's one thing that we talked about.
Because we looked at staying there and we thought like, if we fly in Sunday And then I said that because I was
Yeah.
like, and then we could like watch the fireworks on the beach, but we couldn't get it.
Yeah.
So we're not staying there,
not staying.
but we did want to check it out a little bit.
Yeah, and I feel like you don't get to Disney World all the time. I think you got to take in Happily Ever After in the park.
Yeah.
But if there are any other nights where you just kind of get back to the resort a little bit earlier than expected, you go over to the Polynesian and watch the fireworks from the beach, or the Grand Floridian, I mean, has a really cool spot too. But yeah, I love your mix up of the trip. The Skyliner resorts, the Magic Kingdom area resorts, the monorail resorts. You're gonna have to just kind of pick and choose though, because you're gonna feel like you want to do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why like we talked about like, okay, what are the main things, especially for Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom, knowing that we weren't going to spend a whole day at either of those. We're like, okay, what are the, there wasn't a whole lot we wanted to do at either of those. So we're like, okay, we can make those half days because like with Hollywood Studios, there's quite a bit that is here in
like half of it's Galaxy's Edge, which, we have here at Disneyland. So don't need to do that. I think, we definitely want to hit up Tower of Terror because it's, obviously we don't have that anymore. And it's different than what we had here in California as well.
And we didn't get to do that last time. I didn't get to do Rock and Roller Coaster last time.
Yeah.
So a few that we didn't get to do.
Expedition Everest is something that we weren't able to do last year.
It was
Last time
closed.
it was down
closed,
for refurbishment.
and I was so bummed. And so I'm really hoping that it's not, because that's like on the top of one of the top things.
Yeah.
Because I really want to go on that.
Just be careful, you guys. You might say, you want to do it again? Yep. You want to do it again? Yep. And next thing you know, you're feeling a little queasy after riding it 10 times in a row.
Oh yeah, that's right. You and your son went on it quite a bit when you guys went.
Yeah. I think we went 4 in the morning and 6 in the afternoon. But
Oh wow.
no, it's such a fun. It's such a fun ride, and it's so easy to get on quickly because the line's never long. They have a single rider option as well. And then while you're at the Animal Kingdom, go take in Dino Land USA one more time, one final time, because
Say goodbye.
say goodbye.
Go on Dinosaur.
Which
As
I
you
didn't
know-
get to go on that. I didn't go on Dinosaur. You took the boys. I didn't. So, maybe.
It's even though most of it's in the dark, I mean, it's so close. It's almost, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same ride as Indiana Jones.
So I've been told that, and I've been very declarative that Indiana Jones is my favorite ride at Disneyland.
It's really
And I think
good.
it was a brand new experience.
Yeah.
I love the music and the story and everything. So it really feels like old MGM studios where like you're in the movie.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. So my first time riding Dinosaur was just a few months ago, actually, as much as we've been to Disney World. And some people had told me Indiana Jones is like the same track as Dinosaur. So I was riding Dinosaur trying to visualize Indiana Jones to really determine if it was the same.
Yeah.
Just play like the soundtrack on your phone, listen to Indiana Jones music.
Now, when you went on Indiana Jones, sorry for those who haven't been on this yet.
you're going to spoil it.
I'm going to
again.
spoil it, but
Fast forward if you've never been on Indiana Jones.
was the boulder working when you went on it? Okay.
Oh, good.
Good. Because
Okay.
until recently, that thing wasn't working like at all.
Yeah. First
So-
time we took 2 of I guess
Yeah.
I think all the boys rode it the first time. And I was all excited because when I went on that the first time when I was like 9 or something, I was like positive that I was about to die. Like I was like, the ride broke, I'm about to die. So I was really
definitely.
excited to take my kids on it. And it wasn't
Scar
working.
them for
And I was
life.
like, and like the boulder just sat there and they were
Yeah.
just like,
You're like, oh,
man, that was a letdown.
You needed them traumatized, and
I
they
really
walked out
wanted-
with smiles on their faces.
I wanted a near death experience feel for them, and they didn't get it. So
Bummer. Well, sorry to hear about that, but I like your guys' plan though. I think a half day at Animal Kingdom is going to feel good. And like the beautiful thing is you guys can be flexible too. Like you can just kind of go with the flow. Are there any dining reservations that you guys are really looking forward to?
We're looking for some
We're
recommendations.
looking for recommendations. We can book reservations on the 20th of December.
So pretty soon here.
Which is in a couple days, 5 days. So
I wanted to do, is it Topolino's for breakfast?
Riviera.
I think it's Topolino's, but that is an argument that we have on an almost weekly basis.
Which when we were going to stay at the Riviera, we're like, okay, now that we're not staying there, we'll have to see. I don't know. We have to think about that one.
Yeah.
I wanted a good breakfast at some point because I love, it's my favorite.
It's favorite
breakfast
meal of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've heard Topolino's breakfast is great.
Yeah, me too.
You could, Chef Mickey's. I don't know if you want to go that route. If you took the boat over to the Contemporary one of those mornings, we did a breakfast. Well, Ohana as well. Actually, I would say underrated breakfast if you're looking for a little something. We've had breakfast at both the Grand Floridian Cafe and the at the Polynesian. What is it called? It's upstairs on the top level. I'm mind blanking now, but it's like there's a sit down restaurant for breakfast in the Polynesian that I think is underrated, and it's not Ohana.
Okay.
It's the other one. And again, I'm not an expert.
Well, we'll do some research afterwards, but no, that sounds good.
And then
what else was there?
We had one for our original dates. We had
was it Space 220?
No, we couldn't get that. We round the Toy Story one.
Oh, Woody's Roundup, the barbecue
Rodeo.
place.
Yeah. Which I'm not like the food. I'm not as excited about. I just thought that it looks fun.
Yeah.
Like part of me is like, oh, kids would love it, but I don't care. I'd love it too. So
You're a kid.
I'm a kid.
Yeah.
It came out when I was a kid.
We might be trying that one in January. I have it booked right now, so we'll see about that. You know what? Not to just spit out the things that I've done, but my wife and I did pop into Space 220. Now they have a restaurant area, and they also just have a kind of a bar area. It's all it's all the same room. Okay. So it's the same exact experience. And we walked up to that. We didn't have a reservation. And they were able to get us in, and it's actually less expensive too. It's just like you can kind of pick and choose off the menu. But that could be something that you look into. Popping up there.
Yeah.
Because I know you were pretty interested in.
I was interested in it. Yeah, and I thought about maybe we could do the lounge or something.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing about Epcot is there is just so much food that you guys might just do the thing where like, hey, let's grab some guac in Mexico, and then all of a sudden you're eating Asian and in China, and then you've got a brat in your mouth all of a sudden in Germany, and you're throwing down gelato in Italy. And then you get to America and you're like, I can't have any more food, but they put this barbecue right in front of you.
That might be what may happen.
Because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I was like, our first trip, I was just like, I just want to eat my way through Epcot. And I don't think I don't remember eating that day. I don't even think we ate.
We had something in France.
It was so busy too.
It was so busy, and the kids were fighting us like, we don't want this. And
they were
weren't
hungry
eating,
and melting down. And
gosh.
we got our oldest a Mickey pretzel because that after listening to you guys, he was just like, I want a Mickey pretzel because they're around more in Disney World than Disneyland. And he loves them.
Yeah.
And so I had to take him and like search for a Mickey pretzel because he was like insistent.
Now,
But other than that, I don't think we really ate.
An opinion that I have for you two specifically as you go to Epcot, it's your first park day. When people go into Epcot, they all want to go rope drop the rides. So they want to rope drop Remy's. They want to rope drop. You can't rope drop Guardians. You can't. I mean, it's a queue only. You can rope drop Soarin'. You guys have a version of Soarin'.
Yeah.
It's the same version.
It's the same.
So my opinion would be that the more unique experience and kind of just a cool way to start your trip would be to roam through the countries and kind of start that way. And then, you work with your lightning lanes and your Genie Pluses then. Whenever your Guardians pops up, you go do that. But I don't know. There's just something really cool about Epcot in the morning, and especially the countries are just so less busy. than everything else.
Yeah.
I think you might really enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
That is a good tip.
That's a good
That's a good tip. I like how, one of the episodes with you and sometimes Ben is someone who's sometimes on your podcast.
And by the way, I tried to get him sometimes on your podcast.
Oh, really?
Earlier today. Yeah. I invited him without your permission.
Oh, that's all
That's
good.
okay.
He's at a late night birthday party.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Sad. It's so sad.
exciting.
It's not his birthday. Don't worry. But continue. Yeah. Sometimes Ben, a friend of
When
ours.
you guys rope dropped, was it Morocco?
Yes.
Just like,
Yes. We were the only ones in Morocco. It was a little weird. A little weird.
going through
weird.
doors, like, I don't think we're supposed to go through here, but let's give it a try.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
and that's-
I've heard like people either start in
Yes.
Mexico or Canada, and people seem to be pretty passionate about either one. So
Which direction?
what is your opinion?
Yeah, well, you'll find out that that won't be a choice for you. Your choice, because you're coming off of the Skyliner, is going to be France or England, and then or the UK. So which way are you going to go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love to start at France. You know why? They have crepes. I get crepes in the morning.
Yeah.
And then we typically start going counterclockwise, which I feel like most people would go the other way. But I'll be interested to find out where you land.
We'll probably do the same.
Probably. That's what we kind of did because we started at Test Track and then we booked it down to Remy's because we had our lightning lane. And then so from there we just went.
Well, we kind of do the same thing here at Disneyland. That's the same, argument. Do you go left to Frontierland or Adventureland, or you go right to Tomorrowland? And we always go right to Tomorrowland.
Well,
And
we used to.
Genie
Genie Plus has
Genie
made
Plus
us
has-
bounce around like a ping pong ball.
But most of the time we go right to Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
And then we work through that way, go to Fantasyland and work that way. So I think we're naturally drawn to the right side.
We just naturally go.
we have a shorter right leg.
Okay. Yeah, it depends on like what maybe you line up a lightning lane at, for 9 a.m. What do you say about the people who go straight to Fantasyland? Because I kind of dig it.
I used to when our oldest was a lot younger, or the two oldest were younger, because I love Peter Pan and just classic. And so I always wanted to get it because I wasn't willing to wait long for it.
Well, recently,
I love it, but I don't want to wait. So I would try to get to that first so we didn't wait. But
the last few times, that's what we've been doing.
because no one is there.
No.
Everyone's trying to rope drop Rise or now Mickey and Minnie's. And so it'll be dead. Like you can walk
For the
onto
first
all
few
of
hours,
those rides and get everything done within the first hour. Like it's pretty dead. Yeah.
And speaking of Disneyland, I don't know if we alluded to this earlier. Maybe it was just this year specifically at Disney World that we got to Disney World more often, especially just my wife and I. We got to Disney World more often this past year. That we had kind of like, we'd done the rides and we love the rides. We love all the rides. I have some favorite rides that I would love to ride every day if I could. By the way, I live in the Midwest. I live in Minnesota. I'm so far from both California and Florida. But when we got to Disneyland, we did the craziest thing that turns out you guys did like the same thing. I don't know if you were making fun of us or if you were like joining with us.
We're joining.
But we said, my wife she loves books. She's like, why don't we just sit on Main Street and read books? And oddly enough, I was into it. I don't know why, but we showed up into the Magic Kingdom and we grabbed a cinnamon roll from Jolly Holiday. Is that what it's called? And coffees. And we sat and we read her books. And she read some, rom-com. And I read the Walt Disney book that I'm obsessed with. And then I heard that you're reading that same book, or you did.
Yes. I haven't finished it. I haven't, but I have it and I started it. We'll see when I finish it. But yeah, I mean, I love sitting anywhere, but Main Street especially.
For sure.
And just watching people, I could do that all day. And I do that a lot with a little child sleeping, so I tend to do it a lot. So adding a book into that, like
Brilliant.
Yeah, part of it too, we were wanting to make Matt upset because he was pretty upset that you did that. And
So upset. In fact, I see. I invited sometimes Ben onto the show with you guys tonight, but not Matt because I fear his anger.
so
he saw the post.
He saw the post and he just sent me a face palm emoji. You got a kick out of that.
You'll have to send him over. I can't remember I know we did Space Mountain.
We did Space Mountain. So you have the ride photo with you with the book in front of your face. Did on Pirates. I think we did on Small World. Did we do on Small World?
I don't remember.
Obviously on Main Street. We took
pictures.
We took pictures of you reading. And that's what
the commitment level.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. It's amazing. It's hard not to hustle when you're at Disney World or Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard not to hustle, and you want to hit that next ride. And like I said, we love all the rides, so of course we want to do all the things. But I've just come to enjoy the fact that I can be there. I just love the environment, and so that's kind of like where I'm at. I don't. I do. You can get a little antsy if you're like sitting around for way too long and you haven't done a lot already. But I think I enjoy just hanging out in a place where we can just kind of enjoy being with the people that we're with, and we're at Disney just as much as like if I'm on Big Thunder Mountain. Yeah, And my buddies might disagree with me a little bit on that, but that's okay. We're all different.
That's all right. Yeah, everybody gets different enjoyment out of it. So, okay. Do we want?
I have one more question, like a recommendation. When we were there as a family for Magic Kingdom, we did Be Our Guest. My question is, do you have a recommendation for dining in Magic Kingdom? Because that one, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, for the two of you, I don't know. The Magic Kingdom is my toughest one because I've only done like half of the dinings. There are a few that we haven't done. We love Italian food, and I love Main Street. So Tony's Town Square has both of those things. But there's nothing like really special about it necessarily. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you there.
We're good with good food. Like we don't like it doesn't have to be like a fancy, like if it's,
I
if
think
the food
one thing
is
that's
good,
on the top of our list is the Nutella waffle or
we want to
Sleepy
eat
Hollow.
that.
Sleepy Hollow. Because we didn't do that last time.
We want to eat that. It was on my list last time, but we didn't get to it. Yeah.
Definitely hit that in the morning at some point. There are a couple that I haven't done that I want to. Skipper Canteen in Adventureland. It's got a Jungle Cruise kind of theming to it that I think it could be kind of cool, a unique experience. That'd be one. Yeah. And I mean, there's other lounges that we've enjoyed too, but those are typically at like resorts and outside of the parks. But one that we have been to a couple of times is Steakhouse 71 in the Contemporary Resort, where you can eat dinner and, that kind of a thing too, which is right by the Magic Kingdom. But if you don't want to leave the park, then I don't know. Good luck. And again, I can't wait to find out where you land.
Well, okay. I guess I kind of messed up my like lightning round questions with that question.
Oh, we can go for it anyways.
I mean, it's still just lightning. So it's just like whatever.
First thing comes to your mind.
Boom. So we're going fast. We're going lightning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just bang.
Bang.
As fast as we can.
Wham,
so
bam.
most of them are like recommendations on food because that's really what we're looking forward to.
Yeah.
Taking our time.
Perfect.
Taking our time and food. And then a few rides in there that we didn't hit. So like that's what we're looking forward to. And then there's a few just like getting to know you and your choices or preferences, I should say. Okay. So just first that comes to your mind, which you kind of just answered some of these. So sorry for the repeat. Magic Kingdom quick service restaurant.
Sleepy Hollow. Okay. And you can't even call it a restaurant. It's more of a stand Sleepy Hollow. I will eat 2 meals there a day. The Nutella waffle that comes with fruit in the morning, and then they have a sweet and spicy chicken waffle sandwich.
That sounds amazing.
Great as well.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Matt, well, you just answered the next one, so I'm gonna skip it. Epcot quick service.
Ooh, Epcot quick service. I'm gonna say Mexico.
Okay.
I think it's called La Catina. It's right out by the kind of on the lake.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna have to like watch this or listen back to this and take notes
Take
because I'm
notes,
not taking notes before our trip. Like, what do you say? Okay. Epcot sit down restaurant.
Ooh, Epcot sit down. Again, there's several that I have not done yet. I'm gonna say of the ones that I've done, Akershus in Norway has been our favorite.
All right.
It is a character dining, and but it's really good food.
Okay.
Nice. All right.
All right.
I think this one I can skip some of these because we're not even going to be there. I was just like typing things as it came into my.
Best place to eat at Dino Land, USA.
On a garbage can.
That's what I really want to know. Okay, well, going along with that.
Okay.
Because this one I really don't know. Animal Kingdom, any food, because
You know what?
we didn't really
We
eat.
had a very bad experience
tell us, Mary.
with our dining experience at Animal Kingdom last time.
Well, that's probably the park that I have the least experience with. It's always Rainforest Cafe because it's kind of the easiest.
Oh, yeah, it's right out
so
there.
many
Huh.
options. It's the theming is there, and it's just super easy for our family. We are trying Yak and Yeti, which I'm very excited about. The menu looks awesome, and that is back in Asia.
Okay.
So maybe hit Everest a couple of times and then go into Yak and Yeti.
Okay.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. Don't eat before
No.
Everest.
No.
Eat after Everest.
Right after it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Hollywood Studios sit down. If we do a sit down, I don't know. We might do a quick service.
Yeah.
Because we're only there half day. So
Yeah.
either.
Either or.
Yeah. Yep. And I would say it used to be Mama Melrose again, because I just love Italian. My new favorite is Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. It's just kind of a cool little, it's a super unique experience where it's like you are sitting in a 1930s convertible watching, an outdoor movie. What are those called? Drive-in theaters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're
Yeah,
sci-fi.
I've heard interesting things or good things about that. So
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Okay, now this is like either or. Oh, wait, no. My son wanted me to ask you. Noah wanted me to ask you. Favorite Disney character?
Ooh, Woody.
Nice. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Good
He
answer.
thought you were going to say Mickey Mouse. I was like, I don't know,
Typical.
bud. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
What
safe.
is Noah's favorite character?
Simba.
Oh,
Yeah. He's
just
big into
just
Lion
can't wait to
King.
be king. Yeah.
Yep. Well, he's the middle child who is also like the oldest.
He's more like
so
the oldest.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
He acts very much like the oldest.
Got it. Gonna lead the kingdom someday.
Yep.
Noah, you're right. Mickey Mouse is my favorite. But besides that, we're gonna go Woody.
That's a good
Okay.
one. That's a
Good
good
one.
one. Okay. Cosmic Rewind or Space Mountain?
Cosmic Rewind.
Okay.
Nice.
Hands down, ranked number 1 on my list.
Okay. Did you get on Space Mountain in Disneyland?
We did.
Okay.
Did you feel a difference?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. There's something about fearing for my life on the one at Disney World though that I enjoy more.
Kind of like
it feels a
Matterhorn?
little bit rickety and exactly.
Because it's the same.
Exactly.
It's the same as Matterhorn in
It's the same.
Disneyland. So, yeah.
Because when we rode it, we were like, this is Matterhorn. Like, it's like the same cars, feels just
with
as
the
rickety,
drops
and
and-
it's
yeah.
the same type of track. We were like,
Yeah.
this is
Sure.
Matterhorn track.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually think that the Disneyland Space Mountain it feels smoother, and maybe it's because of that It doesn't quite feel as like thrilling, but I don't know. All right,
Next.
Rope drop or park close?
Ooh, interesting question. I'm going to say park close.
The correct answer is both. With a break in the middle.
With a break in the middle, yeah.
So
Absolutely. And I love that. I love, again, I don't know, do you do this at Disneyland where you go back and you swim?
Yeah.
in the middle of
We
the day?
started doing that. I mean, first started doing it just because of naps.
Yeah, we want him to get a good nap so we could stay later.
Yeah. But we recently, now that they're older, the baby will nap. And then we'll take the older to the pool for a few hours.
Older three.
Older three. What did I say?
You said the older two.
Did I say the older two?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's 4 of them.
I mean, you lose track. Yeah, you lose track though over time.
There's
how many?
We have kids. We have
kids. We have 4 kids. It feels like we have 8 kids. So I don't even know. It's hard to keep track.
Throw some more in there. Who knows? Favorite resort restaurant?
Favorite resort restaurant? I don't know. I think quick service I would take. I just happen to really like the Primo Piatto. It's a quick service at the Riviera.
We
Great
ate there actually.
flatbreads.
Yeah. We did
really
eat
good.
there. It was good.
Yeah, it's solid. At a resort, sit down dining, man. I'm gonna say Ohana, I guess, but still, they give you so much food. It's almost insulting. It's almost
that's
insulting.
family style, right? Is it family style there?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they bring out all of this food and different kinds of meat and everything, and then our kids are like getting picky and they're not going to eat it. So then they kind of give us the head nod, and the head nod means, yeah, we'll bring you mac and cheese. Just bring these gigantic bowls of mac and cheese.
Nice.
Okay, one more. Where'd it go? Okay. Would you rather stay at a monorail resort or on a Skyliner?
Ooh, your question pains me.
I mean, it could be both, but like if you had to choose.
If I had to choose, I love the monorail resorts. I love the Polynesian. I love the Grand Floridian. I love those boats. I love a boat ride. And this is where my buddies give me a hard time too, because they're like, get me to the Magic Kingdom as fast as possible. But me, I love the experience of like just cruising on a lake. It's so calming. And then, so that's what you get at the monorail resorts too. Cause you have the monorail, but they have boats and all that too. The Skyliner is so great to ride as well, but that's my choice. Monorail.
Okay. Nice.
Both. My choice is both with a split stay, go Pop Century and a Grand Floridian. That's
There we go.
There you go.
Solved.
I am a little nervous because even though we rode the Skyliner and we loved it, I've seen multiple people since just on like Facebook group or whatever, Disney World, that they got stuck on it. It like broke down on them for like 40 minutes. And I'm like,
Sometimes
Hot Florida sun.
that's the thing. Sometimes I'll look up at it if I'm eating lunch at the Riviera and I'll be like, I feel like it hasn't moved in like 30 minutes. What's going on? And it's the worst. You don't want to be on the Skyliner and you're coming down to the exit, like you're about to land and then it stops 10 feet before.
that would be so
And you are
irritating.
stuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all good stuff.
Yeah. I'm excited. I mean, I'm going to get on it.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Yeah, you don't want to get stuck. Actually, so we are going, you guys will be there about 1 month later than us. We will be there in kind of like mid to late January. We're trying a couple new resorts this time. We're going to try Copper Creek, which is in the Wilderness Lodge area, and then Saratoga Springs, which is like way out by Disney Springs. And anyway, so that'd be kind of cool. I just learned as we were recording one of our podcast shows the other night that our Magic Kingdom Day is the first day that Big Thunder Mountain's going to be closed for the whole week. So we're going to miss out on that, which is it's not a deal breaker. It's okay, but it's just a bummer when anything's closed because then everything else just gets a little bit busier. But that whole week that we're there, the Skyliner is closed. So
man,
we were thinking maybe we would do Pop Century this trip and get a couple of rooms. But then we had just become DVC owners, so there wasn't a ton of availability because we were booking late for January. And the deal breaker was when we found out the Skyliner was going to be closed that whole week. I was like, well, let's not stay at Pop Century then.
Yeah.
So it ended up working out great. But I think the Skyliner's closed for like 1 week or so. So you guys will get a refurbished Skyliner. You'll be good to go.
All right.
So it shouldn't break down. We'll be good.
Should not break down.
We'll be good.
Well, this has been fun. Well, TJ, we thank you that we were able to finally make this work out and that you could come on the podcast with us and chat and give some good recommendations for, some good non-expert recommendations for our trip coming up in February. So
if you guys ever want some extra contestants for your games,
absolutely,
or
absolutely. You know why? Because
Landon
I'm sick of hearing Matt lose. We need more competition.
No, if it's on, like, the only thing is that we'll lose because if it's Disney World stuff, we don't really know anything.
We'll try our best.
But yeah, Landon is great at coming up with games.
How does he do this? I'm like, I don't even get it. It's like a superhuman power or something.
Neither do I. And I don't know what it's like for you guys, how much you have planned out with your podcast, but a lot of times,
not much.
A lot of the times, like, we're going to record tomorrow night and we have no plans, but we're going to do maybe a couple of episodes and we look at each other. We're like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then Landon shows up with like this brilliant game 24 hours later. It's like, how did you do that? It's great. It's fun.
Yeah. It's great.
Anyway. You guys are doing an awesome job. And I appreciate you having me on. It was super fun chatting with you a little bit. I'm really excited for you guys' trip. I think it's going to be, I hope the week goes super slow for you.
Oh, yeah. Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
So where can people find you? Where can they find your podcast? Where can they follow you? I mean, hey, some people may not know. So,
No, you know what? I don't know. I put a lot of stuff out there and just have fun with it. Disney World is awesome as a podcast. I have it with a couple of buddies where we just riff on Disney World and we just like it. And then, yes, I create a ton of parenting and kids funny videos on Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. You search for TJ Therrien. Good luck spelling that, and maybe we'll see you on there.
Awesome. You guys recently got on YouTube too, right?
We did. Yeah, we did start putting a video on YouTube.
All right, cool. So you can follow you guys on there too.
Check us out there. But yeah, I think anybody chatting about Disney like you guys are doing, making the world a little bit more joyful. So thank you. We need it.
No problem. You guys as well. Yeah, you guys were a great help for our first trip. So we appreciate it and got us excited about starting a podcast. I mean, if these guys can do it,
these guys can.
We can do it.
Made it look easy, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's not easy. It's
not really hard.
No, it's not hard.
The only thing is hard, we're just tired.
We're like, at the end of the day. So awesome. And if you ever come out to California and go into Disneyland, let us know. Maybe we'll meet up.
Maybe I'll give you more of a heads up next time. But yeah. I'm hoping to make this a tradition.
All right.
So maybe we'll see you out there.
All right. Awesome, TJ. Well, thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.